Hey everyone, welcome. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining me today for this really special explainer. Today we're doing something a little bit different, something I think is going to be profoundly restorative for a lot of you. We're going to unpack a singular, incredibly powerful piece of ancient wisdom. The verse of the day, beautifully curated for us by Pastor Estevan Santos. We're going to take a deep, structured dive into Psalm chapter 4, verse 8. And listen, my goal today isn't just to throw information at you, it's to guide you through an actual spiritual journey. We're going to break down these ancient words step by step to really grasp the anatomy of divine rest. So if you've been carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders lately, trust me, you are exactly where you need to be.
So, I've got to ask you something, and I want you to really let this sink in. Do you actually lie down in peace? I mean, can you lay your head on the pillow at night and find true, deep rest? Let's be totally honest with ourselves here. In our modern world, we are just plagued by restlessness, aren't we? We literally drag the anxieties of our jobs, our families, our bank accounts, and our unknown futures right into our bedrooms with us. Your mind races, your heart pounds, you toss and turn, desperately trying to manufacture this sense of calm that always just seems completely out of reach. We look for rest in medications, or we mindlessly scroll on our phones for hours, chasing these fleeting distractions. But true rest, that deep, restorative, soul-level quiet, it escapes so many of us. So I ask you this today, with a true pastoral heart. When the lights finally go out and the noise of the day fades away, do you actually find rest?
Well, listen to the sheer, unapologetic confidence dripping from the verse we're looking at today. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. I mean, wow. That is not a wish. That's not some vague hope or a maybe. That is a bold, definitive declaration of faith. When the psalmist David wrote this, he was actually surrounded by enemies and under immense pressure, yet he proclaims absolute tranquility. We're going to completely deconstruct this majestic verse right now. We're going to put it under the microscope to see exactly how David achieved this state of mind, and much more importantly, how you can claim this exact same promise for your own life tonight.
Okay, let's dive into this. Let's deconstruct just the first fragment of this promise. In peace, I will lie down and sleep. Notice the physical act of surrender happening here. Just the act of lying down is a posture of total vulnerability. When you lie down, you're not in a defensive stance anymore, right? You're letting your guard down. You are literally giving up control of your environment. And what follows? Immediate sleep. Not hours of agonizing and staring at the ceiling, but a direct, smooth transition from laying down to resting. It's a biological response, but it's triggered by a deeply rooted spiritual reality. To boldly declare that you will lie down and just sleep, that requires an immense amount of trust that someone else is standing guard while you can't.
And that brings us to the bedrock of this whole thing, peace. Now, we usually think of peace as just the absence of noise, or maybe, having all our bills paid and our schedules totally cleared. But biblical peace, the kind of peace David is talking about here, is a profound state of spiritual tranquility. It is the absolute absence of internal conflict, and it's granted exclusively by divine assurance. You guys, you cannot buy this peace. You cannot earn it. It is a gift. It anchors your soul so deeply that even if an absolute storm is raging right outside your window, the atmosphere inside your heart remains perfectly, beautifully still.
It's like a perfectly balanced scale. On one side, we had the physical act, lying down in peace and actually falling asleep. And on the flip side, we have the spiritual reason, the Lord making us rest securely. These two things are entirely inseparable. You see, your body just cannot truly rest if your spirit is at war. Modern science loves to talk about the mind-body connection, and that's great. But the scriptures have been declaring the spirit-body connection for thousands of years. Your physical ability to close your eyes and breathe deeply is directly, undeniably linked to the spiritual guarantee provided by your Creator. So what is the crucial pivot point of this entire verse? What makes it work? It's simply this: for you, Lord. David shifts his focus entirely away from his problems. He looks away from his enemies, away from his own anxiety, and he points his gaze entirely upward. He doesn't say, for my bank account is finally full, or for my army is strong, or because my 5-year plan is working out perfectly. No way. He says, for you, Lord. Our peace does not come from our own strength or how well we've prepared on earth. True peace begins the exact moment we acknowledge the ultimate authority and power of God over every single detail of our lives.
And let me tell you, we need to build on this, because here is where the message reaches its absolute peak. It all comes down to one absolute truth. Just one. The verse implies an absolute exclusivity for you alone. There is only one true source of absolute security in this entire universe. It is not your career. It is not your wealth. It is not your social status. Listen to me. When the foundations of the world shake, there is only one rock that stands firm. We have got to strip away all of our false idols of security. We have to stop putting our faith in things that are just going to rust, break, or fade away. God is telling you today, through this explainer, that He and He alone is the sole provider of the rest your soul is crying out for. And when we actually place our trust in that single ultimate source, this is the result. Make me dwell in safety. I want you to notice the active role of God here. He makes you dwell. He is actively working to secure your environment and your spirit. It is an unwavering guarantee. And dwelling, that doesn't just mean visiting for the weekend. It means taking up permanent residence. God is inviting you to move in, to take up permanent residence inside His divine protection. You aren't just protected for a fleeting moment, you are completely enveloped in a continuous, unbroken state of spiritual security.
Let's get really clear on what it actually means to be secure. It means being completely protected from harm or danger, literally held firmly in God's hands. And I want to speak to you directly right now, as a pastor would. Being safe in God doesn't mean you won't face challenges tomorrow. It means that tonight, while you are sleeping, those challenges absolutely cannot destroy you. Why? Because you are held firmly in the hands of the Almighty. You can surrender your worldly anxieties. You can finally loosen that tight grip on your problems. Because the God who created the entire universe doesn't sleep, and He doesn't slumber. He is on the night watch, so that you don't have to be. Okay, as we really let the reality of this incredible promise wash over us, I want to invite you to do something with me. We've explored the structure of this verse, and we've broken down these deep spiritual truths, but now let's turn all this knowledge into an active experience. I'm going to lower my voice a bit, and I just want you to take a deep breath. Let's transition into a moment of collective spiritual focus. We are going to pray together. I invite you to make these words your own right now as I speak them over you. Lord, calm my heart. Remove the heavy anxieties of this day. Just wash them completely away from my mind. Grant me your secure rest. Let me feel the absolute safety of being held in your hands tonight. In your holy name, amen. Just let those words sit in your spirit for a second. That right there is the practical application of Psalm 4:8. That is exactly how we actively receive the peace that transcends all understanding. I want to leave you with one final, really provocative thought to chew on as we wrap up this explainer today. Where have you actually been seeking your rest? Have you been trusting the fragile systems of this world to bring you peace? Or are you finally ready to place your full weight upon the only one who can truly make you dwell in safety? Take this verse with you tonight. Let it literally be the last thing on your mind before you close your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. May you truly lie down in peace and sleep securely.